Welcome back to Ben's Garage, the Range Rover. Now, previous videos I said I've run out of content for the Range Rover, but we're doing some little jobs on it today. We're going to rotate the tyres. I know a lot of you might already do it. I never have bothered, to be honest, because I've never put a set of 4 tyres on a car in one go. So I've either replaced the rear tyres or replaced the front tyres, and they wear out different times anyway. But it's always good practice, especially on these big old Range Rovers. There's a few things that could wear your tyres out prematurely. First one is incorrect tyre inflation. If you have too much pressure, the middle of the tyre bulges out, it will wear the inside, the middle of the tyre out. If it's not enough pressure, it will go like that and it will wear the edges of your tyres out. Also, wheel alignment. You can adjust the wheel alignment on the back of these cars as well. There are adjustments to get all that correct. That's another factor of your tyres wearing out. Also, as you'll probably know, if you've got one of these Range Rovers, they've got a lot of suspension links underneath the car. You've got control arms on the front, you've got arms on the back. They've all got bushes. If those bushes wear out, you'll get a bit of movement and they'll go in and out. If you imagine you put your foot down and you put your power onto the car, you've got your front wheels like that, forward momentum. If you've got worn out suspension components, it's going to push them out like that. So that's a few things that's going to wear them out. I don't know, this car drives in a perfectly straight line. I don't think there's any play. I think it's just general, the front tyres are wearing on the edges and the back tyres aren't, so we're going to swap them around. But also today we're going to take this opportunity to measure the brakes. As I've mentioned previously, this Range Rover, the 2010 facelift 3.6, for 1 year only, I think from 2009 to 2010, before they brought out the 2011, which was the 4.4, they put weird brakes on them. The TDV8s from 2006 up to 2009 had Brembo brakes. This year had non-Brembo brakes. The 2011 onwards had Brembo brakes again. I think whether Land Rover were trying to cut corners on putting Brembo brakes on it, and then realised that, hang on a minute, it's not got the stopping power. It's a heavy car. As I say, we don't drive it fast. We're like Darby and Joan when we go out in it. But they need changing, so I'm going to have to get down and measure the discs, make sure I get the right size discs ordered, because there are a choice for this one. We've already cracked off the locking wheel nuts. I don't like doing those with the air gun, so we've done that with a bar. We'll get it jacked up and swap these wheels around and have a quick look. You can see on this front tyre, it's just wearing a little bit on the outside edge here. We'll have a close look when we get it off. Might be on the inside edge as well, so let's see if we can get this jacked up and get this off. Always use axle stands. Don't get under a car without one. So you notice on these Land Rover things, they're coated in like a bloody bit of tin round it and they swell up. There are 22mm on these Range Rovers, but the socket's a bit tight. So this is the tyre, plenty of tread in the middle. It's just wearing a little bit on the edges. Now, when I was a tester in the UK, I would do class 4 and class 7. Class 4 tyres, you measure over the central 3/4 of the tyre. So, central 3/4, 1.6mm was the legal limit. So anything up to 1.6mm was fine. 1.6mm it was a pass and advise. Anything below that it was a fail. This has still got a little bit of tread left on it. These are Continental cross contact LX Sport 255 5020 109H M&S mud and snow. They're not that great in the mud or the snow, but hopefully we'll get a few more miles out of these before I need to change them. I've been looking at some tyres. I'll tell you about that later. But we'll get this one out of the way and have a look at these brakes. So it's the brakes. They look a little bit rusty because the car's been stood for quite a while. Not quite a while, but we've not been using it. There is a lip on the edge. They are going to want changing at some point. But I'm just going to get a rough measurement across the say they're about 360. Well, that's got a Brembo disc on it, but they're not the Brembo calipers. The Brembo calipers have got the larger disc. These, well, they might be Brembo calipers, but I think they're the Brembo calipers you get on the TDV8s have got the multi-piston. This one looks to be just 2 pistons. But there is some writing on it, so the Hobbit's going to get some pen and paper. So it looks like it's going to be an expensive month. It's actually got the part number on the disc, so I can cross-reference that. I will be buying Brembo again. They're really quite reasonable. It's stamped on the disc, minimum thickness 27mm. Now, there is a lip on this disc, so I can't really, I need a micrometer. I've only got vernier calipers. So we always used to use micrometers because it goes round the lip. On the lip it's 28mm, so minimum thickness it's already reached that, so that'll be in a video coming along shortly. Anyway, let's swap these wheels round and then we'll have to adjust the tyre pressures. Teamwork!
I had my Weetabix.
There's no I in team, but there is a me. You look at that one, it's nice and square all the way across, so it's not knocked the edges off. Still quite a bit of tread, lovely jubbly. Centre of the wheel. That's about 350, isn't it?
Yeah.
So 350.
Yeah.
Rear discs are 350mm on the back of this. The part number is on the bottom. It's probably a Brembo disc as well. Quite worn out, I think. Those pads are right down. So again, be looking forward to doing the brakes on it. A video yet to come. Now, who at Land Rover thought this was going to be a good idea? An alloy cap over a metal wheel nut. Look at the rust in there. So the rust just builds up. It swells these caps up, and they're a right twat to get the socket on and off. See if it's still 22mm. Yeah, a little bit loose, but it'll do. I ain't going to take all them off, I'll be here all day.
Yeah, fair enough.
So I'm sorry to any of you Land Rover purists out there. I've done all the wheel nuts, I've taken the alloy caps off. You can see how corroded that is. And I know a lot of you out there would say, oh, I'm going to have brand new wheel nuts for that. But although I like the car to look nice, I like it to be functional as well. If we was out and we had to get out and change a wheel on the side of the road, we don't want to be pissing about. So there we go. I've taken all the alloy caps off, done the ones for the front as well. We'll get this wheel back on. we'll torque those up shortly. So of course we've moved the front tyres to the rear, vice versa. We're going to want to adjust the tyre pressures. I run it at the lowest setting that's in the door, so that's 36 psi in the rear, 33 on the front. So I'm going to adjust this one up using the old trusty gauge, and we'll get some air in the tyre. .32 psi in there.
What do you set needs to be?
36 on the back.
And 30 what at the front?
33.
It's not far off at least.
No, well, yeah, so it's only 1 psi down.
Yeah.
So we've got that done. We're just going to torque the wheels up. Now I'm going to drop this one down, torque this wheel up in case we do have to go out in it at some point before we've done the brakes. I'm just going to torque it up to a general torque for now. I'll put it across the screen what it should be, so you know for later on. Alright, go and put the front one back on and I'll be right with you. That's it, this side. I was going to do the other side, but I'm not going to bother doing that until we get the brakes, because we've got to have it all jacked up again. But yeah, so do you rotate your tyres or not? Trying to get the most life out of them as we can. I've been looking at a set of all-terrains. They're quite aggressive all-terrains, but it would make the car a bit more capable. Goodyear Wrangler Duratrax. They do almost the same size. These are 255 50 20s. They do a 255 55 20. So the profile is just a little bit higher. But I think they'll go on. I won't need to do any trimming, because I was talking to Sam about his. He actually had to do some trimming. When, I don't know if it was in that video, I can't remember, but it was a long time ago. But he said he had to trim some of the under wheel arch liners and stuff like that. I don't really want to be doing all that, so if I can find an off-road or an all-terrain tyre that'll fit pretty much OEM, that's the way to go. So that's it. Sorry for all you Land Rover purists out there. I'm not going to bother getting any new wheel nuts because they'll just do the same. When I do the brakes, I think the Hobbit's going to take them and just clean them up, and we'll probably paint them or something, just a bit of silver hammerite, and make them just look a little bit nicer, because they are a little bit rough. But we're not too worried. As I said, if we was having to change the tyre on the side of the road, we don't have to go through all that rigmarole. Anyway, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please give it a big thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll catch you next one. Bye for now.